Hello everyone and welcome to the ultimate Undertale tier list. So today we will be going through all 101 songs from the Undertale OST and ranking them accordingly. Okay, so as long as you are probably above the age of 5 years old, I'm sure you've heard of Undertale at this point. It is like this huge game that came out back in 2015. And honestly, in my opinion, one of the best games ever made. You probably recognize this guy, Sans Undertale. He's awesome. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we have Once Upon a Time. So this song is the first one that you hear once you enter the game. And as a longtime Undertale fan, it is extremely nostalgic, and I think it's a decent song too. Like, it's pretty good for an intro to a game. So for that, I'd have to say A tier. Alright, next up we have Start Menu. So in my opinion, Start Menu is not really a bad song, but when you're trying to come up with a name for like 5 minutes and all you keep hearing is that same rhythm over and over again, it kind of gets annoying after a while. But like I said, it's not a bad song, so I'd have to put that in C tier. Next up, we have Your Best Friend. I think the song is pretty straightforward, you know, introducing one of your best friends, friendly little flower, you know, what could go wrong? But in all seriousness, the song is not bad. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty happy and friendly, even though it's kind of ironic, but for that reason, I'll put it in B tier. So next up we have Fallen Down. I think the song is pretty good, but for some reason, it's like I'm not really vibing with it too hard, but I do like it and it's still one of the classics. So just because of that, I'll put it in B tier. So next up we have Ruins. So personally, I love this song. Honestly, I think it's a great song to start out like the beginning rooms of the game. So for that, I'll put that in A tier. Next up we have Uwa So Temperate. As much as I like the title, I gotta admit the song's kind of mid, so I'm gonna put it in D tier. So next up we have Anticipation, and although it's kind of annoying because you're like waiting for that beat drop, I think it's so cool and I love the beat, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. And next up, we have Unnecessary Tension, which is crazy. I know it's like the big bold scene where your character's running down the room trying to find Toriel and you're so scared. It's like, oh my god, what's gonna pop out at you? Either way, I think this song is pretty goated, but I'll put it in C tier. Next up, we have Enemy Approaching. Possibly one of the best songs in the game. I love it. Showcases the battle style perfectly, and it's a great melody to just, you know, listen to over and over again. Makes me happy every time I get into a battle, so for that, I'll put it in S tier. Next up, we have Ghost Fight. I love everything about this song, and Napstablook is just a G, so because of that, I'm gonna put it in S tier. So next up, we have Determination, and it's a good song to play when you die, because not only does it piss you off, but also, like, it is slightly hopeful, and it's a decent melody too. So because of that, I'll put it in B tier, right before Anticipation. And next up we have Home. I love this song and it's so calming, and I think it just showcases Toriel's character perfectly, so I'll put it in A tier. Next up we have Home Music Box. It's still a nice song, but I don't think it captures quite the essence that the original has, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. And next up we have Heartache, and this song I think is really good at capturing the moment, like with all the emotion in the song, so I'm gonna put that in S tier. Sans. Need I say more? Automatic S tier. Next up, we have Nyeh. I think this song is pretty funny, obviously, because Papyrus is such a cool dude, but it's not as cool as Bone Trouser, so because of that, I'll put it like kind of in the middle of B tier. So next up, we have Snowy. So I like how calming the song is, but honestly, the entire Snowdin area, I wasn't a huge fan, so this might be an unpopular opinion. I'm gonna put this in D tier. Okay, so next up we have Uwa So Holiday, and it's not as bad in my opinion as Snowy, so I'm gonna put that in the middle of C tier. Next up we have Dog Bass, which is a 6-second song, but honestly the bass line is sick. I love the groove, so because of that, I'm gonna put it just behind Nyehehe in B tier. Next up we have Mysterious Place. As the name suggests, it's kind of mysterious, and I'm not a huge fan of the melody, but it is kind of interesting, so I'm gonna put it at the top of D tier. Next up we have Dog Song, which in my opinion is one of the best songs in the game, so for that reason, I'm gonna put it in S tier. Snowdin Town. This song is nice, a classic. It's not as bad as the other Snow songs, so for that reason, I'm gonna put it towards the end of B tier. Next up, we have Shop. I know some YouTubers like Beluga love to use this song in all of their videos, but personally, I think it's a decent song, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. Bone Trouser, where do I begin? One of the best songs in the game, awesome, perfectly highlights Papyrus's fight. S tier. Dating Start. Dating Start, such a weird name, but honestly, It's a decent song. I kind of like it actually. So I'm going to put it just behind Dog Bass and B tier. Next up, we have Dating Tense. And surprisingly, I don't like it nearly as much as I like Dating Start. So it's kind of repetitive, and for that reason, I'll put that in C tier. Dating Fight. Dating Fight has an awesome beat to it, and I really like it. So there's really no other reason. A. Next up is Premonition. It's a pretty good song, like it's kind of mysterious, but also kind of repetitive. So because of that, it's going to C. Next up is Danger Mystery. Is it good at capturing what it's trying to get? Yeah, I'd say. Would I listen to this on my own, like as an actual good song? Absolutely not. Sorry, F tier. Undyne. I like this song because it's very tense and also has like a good beat to it. And plus, it's Undyne's theme, so obviously it's a good song. B tier. Next up is Waterfall. So although this song isn't really like catchy, it's a really good song, and it's like nice little like relaxing, kind of even like mysterious song. And actually, it was so good that I used it in my other YouTube video about Undertale. Highly recommend checking that out, by the way. B tier. Run! Even though this song is pretty repetitive, I really like the beat, and honestly, I could listen to this on loop for a while. B tier. Next up is Quiet Water. It's nice, and I think it's perfectly capturing what it's trying to get, but it's not really my style. C tier. Next up is Memory. Even though I didn't like the home music box, I think that this song is great, and I actually just love it. So I'm gonna put it in A tier. Bird that carries you over a disproportionately small gap. This song is heroic. This song is awesome. This song is filled with determination. So for that reason, it's going in B tier. We got Dummy. This song is pretty much exactly like Ghost Fight, just better in my opinion. So that's exactly where it's going. For the record, Napstablook's House is not pathetic, but either way, Pathetic House is going in C tier. Next up is Spooktune. This song is awesome, and I totally believe that Napstablook should become a SoundCloud rapper or something of the sort. So that is going in B tier. And then after that, we got Spook Wave, which is essentially just the same thing with a bunch of reverb. So that's gonna go right behind it. So next up, we got Ghoul Day. And somehow this song is actually slightly catchy, but it's still not that great. So I'm gonna put it in D tier. Next up, we got Chill. I'm not a huge fan of this song, but it's still okay. So I'm gonna put it right in front of Ghoul Day. God, I suck, don't I? Next, we have Thundersnail, and this song is awesome. It has everything that you would expect in a song. It's awesome, and it's super cool. So, A tier. Next, we have the Temmie Village song. I think the song is awesome, and personally, I love the Temmie Village and the music that's there. It is super funny, so I'm gonna put that B tier. And next up, we have Tem Shop, which it's so weird and stupid, but I love it also. So I'm gonna put that slightly behind in B tier. Next we have Nga. Love this song. It's leading up to a super cool fight with Undyne. So because of that, I will put it in B tier. And then after that we have Spear of Justice. This song is super cool. I loved it for a long time. It's one of my favorites of all time, personally. That's going in A tier. Next up we got Ooh. It's literally just an ooh the whole time. F tier. Next up, we got Alfie's theme. I think the song is okay, but personally, it's a little bit mid in my opinion. Could be better. C tier. Next up, we got It's Showtime. I think this song is pretty cool. I like it, but then again, it's not really going anywhere. B tier. Next up, we have Metal Crusher. Personally, I think this song is extremely underrated. It is actually one of my favorites, so B tier. Next, we have Another Medium. At first, I didn't like this song, but actually it's kind of starting to grow on me, so A tier. Next, we got Ooh-Wah So Heats. This song honestly isn't that bad. I kind of like it. Just a little bit more than Ooh-Wah So Holiday, so let's go in C tier. Coming up next is Stronger Monsters. Honestly, this song is pretty sick. I really like it. I really like the action kind of feel that it is. Like it's very, I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty cool. So A tier. Next up we got Hotel. Hotel is a pretty good song. Not one of my favorites, but I do like the beat and I think it's very fitting for a hotel. So that's going in B tier. Next up we have Can You Really Call This a Hotel? I didn't receive a mint on my pillow or anything. I personally love this song and I think it is also severely underrated. B tier. Guys, I have a confession to make. I don't really like Confession. D tier. Next, we have Live Report. The song is good, but it could be better, so because of that, it's going in B tier. And next up, we have Death Report. And I feel like Death Report's just kind of better than Live Report. So because of that, I'm going to put it right in front of Live Report. Next up, we have a classic, Spider Dance. Personally, I think this song is just a little bit overrated, but it's still a really good song. So because of that, it's going at the top of B tier. Next, we have Wrong Enemy. I think the song is pretty funny and honestly sounds pretty good. That's going in B tier. Next, we have Oh One True Love. I feel like I could sing the lyrics to this one almost. It's going right in between Live Report and Death Report in B tier. Next up, we have Oh Dungeon. It's kind of really like all over the place and kind of too tense for the situation, or just kind of, I feel like it's really comically tense, which I don't know if that's a good thing exactly, so C tier. So next up we have It's Raining Somewhere Else, and I haven't spent a lot of time listening to this song, so I did, and actually I really like it, and I think it's really like calm but also kind of like smooth, you know what I mean? So because of that, it's going in B tier. And next up we have Core Approach. Ooh, how spooky. But personally, I don't think it's a great song like in itself, so it's kind of like Quiet Water on that one, C tier. On the other hand, we have Core. And this song is easily one of my favorites in the game, if not my favorite, so automatic S tier. Next up, or should I say previously, get it, I know, okay. Last episode is going right behind It's Showtime, B tier. Oh my. This song only has 3,000 listens on Spotify? Somehow? That is pretty surprising, even though it's like a 14-second song. But either way, I think this song is pretty awesome considering what you're about to walk into, B tier. Next up, we have Death by Glamour. And when I tell you that it is glamorous, it is glamorous. And yes, I am aware that the recorded song on like Spotify and YouTube is different from the one in the game, but even still, both are just as good, and it is going in S tier. Next up is For the Fans. And personally, I feel like this song is kind of just like Oh One True Love, but like worse. And it's kind of boring. So for that reason, I'll put it in C tier. Next up, we have Long Elevator. And somehow, this has more listens than Oh My on Spotify. This is a 20-second song of an elevator sound. Regardless, it has some substance to it, but not the worst one on this list. F tier. So next up, we have Undertale. This song as a whole is just incredible, and especially the key change. It is super emotional. Love the song, love the game. Gotta give this one an S tier. Next up is Song That Might Play When You Fight Sans. So a lot of you might not be familiar with the song only because it's not actually in the game, but it does have 19 million listens on Spotify, so I'm assuming that it is pretty well known. Honestly, I would love for this song to be in a boss battle of some sort in the future, but since it's not, I had to listen to it on my own. I still think it's amazing. I'm gonna put this one right behind Death by Glamour, S tier. Next up, we have The Choice, and my choice is to find out where to put this. So this song is pretty good. It's like very like contemplative, I feel like, and I like that kind of a look for this song. So because of that, I'm gonna put it in B tier. Next up, we have Small Shock. Honestly, this song makes me want a cup of tea. B tier. Next, we have Barrier. Don't ask me how, but this song has 4 million listens on Spotify for this dumb sound. So I'm gonna put this in D tier because that's where it belongs. Okay, so next up, I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just gonna say Bergentrogen because I'm going to butcher it so bad if I even try. So this is going in B tier. Love this song. Honestly, it's a great lead up to the Asgore fight, and it's almost perfect. And next up, we have Asgore's theme, and this song is pretty much just Bergentrogen but better. So because of that, it's going in S tier because this song is perfect. Next up is You Idiot, and I'm gonna be completely honest. This song is horrifying. So I'm putting this in C tier. Next up, we have Your Best Nightmare. Honestly, I love this song, but back when I played Undertale for the first time, on a cracked version of Undertale on my Kindle Fire, I came across this scene in the neutral route, and it scared me so bad, It scared me so bad that I cried and ran to my brother. Don't tell anyone this, please. But even so, the song itself actually slaps, especially the different parts with the different soul fights, and especially that drop at 255. I love that so much. So because of that, it's going in S tier. Next up, we have Finale. I also love this song because I think it's very powerful and also very cool. But when you're up at like midnight trying to beat the game over and over and over again because you suck that much at Undertale, it kind of gets a little bit annoying, but still, regardless, it is an amazing song, and I have to put that in A tier. Next up, we have An Ending. This song is pretty good. It's not great, but it's not really that bad either. It's a little slower, but I like that. So I'm gonna put that in B tier. Next up, we have She's Playing Piano. Honestly, this song is kinda trash. It's going in D tier. Well, here we are. No, really, here we are. I like this song, and personally, I think it's really cool, you know, after you discover the true lab for the first time. And I do really like this song, kind of like the scary, spooky vibe that it has. A tier. Next up, we have Amalgam. Apparently, that's how it's pronounced. I used to call it amalgam because I'm weird, but apparently it's Amalgam. And I love this song, and I think it's like super spooky. And even though it doesn't have a crazy good beat, I still think that it's better than Here We Are. And I also think it is severely underrated. One of my favorite songs for some reason. A tier. Next up, we have Fallen Down Reprise. And it's pretty much just Fallen Down, but I think it is a little bit better. So actually, I'm going to move that to above Your Best Friend. B tier. Next up, we have Don't Give Up. And I feel like this song is good, but personally, it could be a little bit better. So that's going in B tier. We have Hopes and Dreams. Need I say more? Okay, I will. This song, I believe, is the best in the game. And I know some people think that Megalovania is better. I think this is by far the best song in the game. Honestly, I kind of use this as my hype song sometimes, like not ironically, because it is that good. And the guitar in this is just crazy. Love everything about this song. And apparently Toby Fox said that this was the song he put the most work into, which makes sense because it is an absolute banger of a song. Easy S tier. Next we have Burn in Despair. I like this song. It's not really much for a melody, but I do think it's a really good beat. Also, I want to make note of the melody that it does have is the same melody from Your Best Nightmare in the beginning. So, you know, same person, Flowey Azrael, you know, same person. Look at the themes. Toby Fox is a genius. This is going in B tier. Next up, we have Save the World. This song is also one of the best in the game, super powerful and at a great moment too, but I don't think it quite beats out Core. Still S tier. Next up, we got His Theme. This song is also a great song, also one of the best in the game, so I would also say this is S tier. Easily S tier. We've got Final Power. Honestly, this song is not that great. It's just a reversed version of Hopes and Dreams slowed down. If it was just that, Hopes and Dreams slowed down, I think it would actually make for a really good song. But unfortunately, with the reverse, it kind of just sounds a little weird. So I kind of get what they're going for, but also I don't really like it that much. So I'm going to give it a D tier. Next up, we got Reunited. And I personally think this song is pretty good. That's pretty much it. I like the tune. You know, it's nice. It's a good song for the end, so it's going in B tier. And after that, we have Menu Full. I know I said I didn't really like the start menu theme, but for some reason, the full version is just kind of better. I like it a lot more. So I'm going to put that in B tier, actually. And after that, we have Respite. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember where this song is played, but I do really like it. And I think it's very calming and like it's a very nice tune as well. So because of that, I'm going to put it B tier. And next we have Bring It In, Guys. I really like this song. I think it's very fitting for an ending. So because of that and because of its good nature, I'll put it in B. So guys, if you've made it this far into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. But if you can only choose one, I'd take that sub. We're trying to reach 500 subs by the end of the year. Please help us out. It goes a long way and it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. We're on our journey. Love you to be a part of it. Now back to the video. Next we have Last Goodbye. I really like this song because of its similarities to Hopes and Dreams, and also like the really touching piano melody at the end. It's very emotional, and I think it's just it's perfect in almost every way. A tier. After that we have But the Earth Refused to Die. This song is okay. I know what they're going for in the scene, but like as a song by itself, it's not really that great. So because of that, it's going in C tier. Next, we have Battle Against a True Hero. Even though I spent hours upon hours fighting Undyne the Undying, I still loved listening to this song over and over again, and I still do. So, if a song like that played over and over again can still make me like it, it's gotta be a good song. Easy S tier. Criminally underrated. Next we have The Power of Neo. This song was so hyped that I'm pretty sure everyone who got to this part in the game was expecting a massive boss battle, only to be really let down. But I honestly love this song and I feel like it has so much potential. A tier. Alright, as we near the end, we've got Megalovania. The song that is extremely overplayed and extremely overrated, although I think it has a good reason for being super overplayed. This song actually is quite decent, and as well as being associated with the most awesome guy in the game, sans Undertale, this song makes for a pretty cool boss battle, and I think it's safe to say that most people would consider Megalovania to be one of the best songs in the game. So even though it is still way too overrated, I'm trying to think of this as unbiased as I can. If this was my first time hearing this, I would still give it an easy S tier. That's going in S tier. Last but not least, we have Good Night. And this song is very sweet, so I'm going to put it in B tier. Okay, so I actually lied. It turns out that all the songs are S tier just because all the Undertale songs are amazing and they each serve their own purpose so well, and they just complete the game in such an amazing way that even now, like 9 years after the game was released, I'm still talking about it, and so are so many other people. This game is honestly super fun. If you haven't played it for some reason, go get it. It's awesome. Definitely go check it out. One of the best games ever made in my opinion. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to subscribe. Like I said, trying to get to 500 by the end of the year. Can't wait to have your help to do it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.